centre.
Let's get the action underway in the women's pool then with event 501, the 200 metre butterfly. This is heat 1.
And in the men's pool, same event, it's the 200 metre butterfly. This is heat number 1. Now, in the men's side of the competition, we generally have the 4 fastest heats on these A sessions. However, we are now all 5 of the men's 200 metre butterfly. It is 1 Jack Conant from lane 2, Bradley Cox, Jack Turrell, Stanley Jarvis and James Johnny. Entry times around 2:13 to 2:19. We do get as quick as the 1:50s a little bit later on now, of course. 5 heats and 10 spots available in the final to close out the weekend later this afternoon.
In the women's pool, this is heat 1 of 4 at the halfway split. It is Isabel Morgan who's got almost 2 seconds of advantage over Ella Paul. There's a super turn from Ella Paul, who is starting to move through the water nice and quickly in the second half of this race. Those two well clear of the rest. Entry times ranging between 2:34 to 2:40 in this particular heat. And Paul has taken just under a second out of Morgan's lead with 50 metres to go. Question now for Ella Paul is, can she continue to close that gap? 25 metres to go in the first heat. With Isabel Morgan of Cardiff from the front throughout. And it looks as if she is going to have for Morgan of 2:35. Victory time of 2:31.34.
And the men's pool ending concurrently is Jack Pines of Marjana led from the gun, 2:10.48 his time. Warwick and Nottingham's Toro and Cox separate on just 2/10. The top three, all one in the men's pool. Just wait for those times to be confirmed. They are indeed for the men, confirmed talent, 2:10.48, winning time he won. In the men's pool, this is heat number 2.
And in the women's pool, this is heat 2. Full complement in heat 2 for the women's 200-metre butterfly, and 0 Abigail Step for Edinburgh. In lane 1, Rosie Smith of Nottingham. Lane 2, Harris O'Reilly for Sheffield Hallam. Lane 3, Katerina Price of Bath. Lane 4, Kira Schlosser of Edinburgh. Lane 5, Claire Lewis of Loughborough. And teammate Rachel Anderson in lane 6. Lane 7, Zara Keegan of Aberdeen. Rebecca Amore of Manchester Met in 8, and Parkinson of Manchester in lane 9.
To 8 of our 10 scheduled competitors. We do have Adam Jones in 1, Dan Menzer in 2, Sean Pence 3, jump to lane 5 for Rory Young, Alex Sharman in 6, Josh Kelly-Southern, Fraser Wilson 8, and Cameron Creaney in 9. Entry times all between 2:10 and 2:12. Fastest of which Jacob Elwell of Stirling is one of the ones that not with us. So Rory Young of Glasgow in the pool is the fastest swimmer. And into that final 50 metres, however, it is the man who is technically on the outside, Adam Jones, University of Central Lancashire. So could we see our opening 2 heats coming from the outside on the far side if you're watching on the stream? Just got a couple of metres on Sean Penter and Rory Young. Adam Jones entry time 2:11.89. He's going to take half a dozen seconds off that. It is a 2:08.61 for Adam Jones. Penter and Young round out the top 3 in heat number 2.
In the women's pool, 25 metres to go. It's been Kira Schlosser from the front, just ahead of Anderson and Price. Schlosser maybe just about still holding the advantage. The only swimmer with a sub-2:10 entry time. And the Edinburgh athlete will take the heat victory in 2:13.69.
In the men's pool, this is heat number 3. Heat 3 from lane 0, Uhuru Makamoto, Peter Allen, Tom Robinson, Ruben Vida, Freddie Clampett, Igor Suvalov, Ben Chewin, Cyril Schleiper, Josh Harris, and James Bartley.
In the women's pool, it's time for heat 3. Going in heat 3 of the women's 200-metre butterfly in lane 0, we've got Eleanor Cooper of Manchester Met. Lane 1 is Lydia Parker at Bath. Lane 2, Molly Chambers for Sheffield Hallam. Lane
The men's pool, 75 metres to complete in their third heat. We have got two chaps in this one that have got a sub 2 minute entry time. That's Freddie Clampett and Igor Suvalov. It's Clampett that leads by 0.68 of a second over Vida and Allen. 3 seconds plus back to the rest of the field. So 3 out in front with a little bit of clear water. And we are in the range now of setting times to get into the final. So plenty of our faster swimmers down the centre, but not a great swim, in fact, for Igor Suvalov. But it will be for Freddie Clampett, 2:01.37, 1/10 ahead of Ruben Vida. Expect to see those boys a little bit later.
Let's set our attention back into the women's pool then. Kiana McInnes of Stirling, right in the centre of the pool, lane 4. 50 metres to go, 1:37.37 her split time, and she is extending her advantage over the rest of the field. 3.72 seconds ahead of Avia. Chambers just 300ths of a second behind her, so a scrap going on for second in this heat. Kiana McInnes does have the second fastest entry time of all the entrants in the women's 200-metre butterfly. So a real medal contender, Kiana McInnes, and she is making that show in heat number 3. No doubt about the fact that she will take the heat victory in 2:11.89.
In the men's pool, this is heat number 4. P4 from lane 0, Kettlewell, Rose, Broom, Pardo, Gammon, Hutchinson, Hong, Wilson, Fox and Arrowsmith. Once again, a couple of guys sub 2 minutes. 1:59 for Josh Gammon. Sorry, 1:57 Josh Gammon. Hutchinson and Pardo also sub 2 minutes. And as we've seen in heat number 3, not particularly running to schedule in the men's 200 butterfly. And this time it is Fox down in lane number 8 leading the way.
In the women's pool, time for the final heat, heat 4. Heat 4, lane 0, Anna Stansfield of Nottingham. Lane 1, Sophie Lawrence of Oxford. Lane 2, Catherine Ellen of Swansea. Lane 3, Maddie Robertson of Stirling. Lane 4, Laura Stevens of Loughborough. Lane 5, Paige Madden of Loughborough. Lane 7, we got Johnson from Swansea. Lane 8, Sarah Leloup from Lancaster. Lane 9, Rebecca Auger from Durham.
Into the final 50 in the men's pool. No surprise to see Josh Gammon flying through in the third 50 metres. Take a couple of second advantage, or 1.5 over Charlie Hutchinson. But it is the Bath man leading the way in the pool. The early leader, Aaron Fox, holding on to a current third or fourth position into the final 25. It's a really good challenge coming in from Andrew Hong, maintained by Hutchinson. Hector Pardo up there too at the front pack. But your winning time and winner, Josh Gammon, 1:59.38, first man to go sub 2 minutes in the heats.
Final of our 4 heats in the women's 200-metre butterfly. Lane 4, Laura Stevens of Loughborough. Her entry time, 2:04.94. Fastest on paper.
In the men's pool, this is heat number 5.
this heat in the women's pool coming to a conclusion. Well, it is for Laura Stevens of Loughborough, who is miles clear of the rest. Her entry time 2:04.94, and heat victory time 2:08.44. Very close for second between Ellen and Madden.
Final heat for the men. Last chance to get into tonight's final. Going for it, George Smith, Hendrik van der Meet, Patrick Braddock, Andrew Bertoli, Andrea Vazers, George Barber, Andy Rodriguez, Adam Wilson, Luke Burton, and Ben Newell. Leading the way, early stages. Andrea Vazers had a good night last night, 2 gold medals. Didn't quite match his 2021 performance where he had, well, I think every single final he won. He also set a BUCS record, so set the bar extremely high. But still a successful night for the man from Loughborough. Halfway does lead the way by a couple of metres from Bertoli and Barber. 75 metres to swim in the final heat of the men's 200 butterfly.
Next event in the women's pool is the 100-metre freestyle. This is heat 16.
And Vazes in the men's pool, going to bring it home extremely comfortably. 4 men absolutely side by side for second position, but 1:56.4 fastest time of the event. He'll take lane number 4 in the final, Loughborough's Vazes.
In the first of the fastest 4 heats of the women's 100-metre freestyle, we've got Perry in 0, Bairstow in 1, Garrett in 2, Tennant in 3, Tanir in 4, Coulter in 5, Agent in 6, and then we go all the way to lane 9 for Sophie Brandon of York. It is Stuart Tanir of Cardiff going well, so too in lane 9 is Sophie Brandon of York. And the heat victory does go to Durutani in 58.6 seconds.
Into the men's pool, onto our next event, 100-metre freestyle. This is heat number 20.
In the women's pool, it's heat 17.
In the men's pool, as ever, our fastest 4 heats. So we'll see our opening 19 in session 5B. But Graham, Masharanis, Talib, Wright, Jones, Ikavidis, Taylor, Strachan, Birrell and Sadler. First chance to set a time for the rest of the boys to beat. Jones or Ikavidis, who is it? 51.18 for Marcos. Ikavidis beating his teammate by 12/100ths of a second.
Windsor, Linton, Bowen, Morgan, Clifton, Hall, Slevin, Tinsley, with Stanley and Humphrey going in heat 17 in the women's 100-metre freestyle. Fastest entry time, Ken Clifton of Sheffield held 54.2, the only sub-55 swimmer on paper in this heat, and she is clear of the rest. Let's have a look at the clock, 54.29 to take the heat victory.
In the men's pool, this is heat number 21. Men's pool, Cam Brooker and Tom Carswell, two men that can go sub 50 seconds. There's only 10 in the entire event that have got an entry time that quick, so expect Cam Brooker and Carswell to be right at the front, but not going all their way, because in 2 and 3, Finn Nicol and Bruno Kempster having a great time in heat number 21. Cam Brooker takes it though, professional finish, 50.19, 500ths ahead of Finn Nicol.
Catherine's a 52.99, her entry time, multiple medalist in yesterday's action. She is just about ahead of the two swimmers either side of her in 3 and 5, Davies and Goodburn, and Duluth will take the heat victory in 54.87.
In the men's pool, this is heat number 22.
In the women's pool, it's heat 19.
Absolutely rapid opening 50 from Rory McKinnon in Sovereign in the men's pool, 23.81. Half a second ahead of Simons Brown of Bath in 1. Will we see the centre lanes come through in the second half and the final at 25? Rory McKinnon from Strathclyde University, very much enjoying himself in the penultimate heat of the men's 100-metre freestyle. Can he bring it home? Yes, he does. 50.07 before Baker and Brown.
The fastest of the 4 fastest heats in the 100-metre freestyle for the women. Cornelia Pikovic of Loughborough has been pushed all the way by Evie Davies of Stirling in lane 5. 4 and 5 will be right at the front of this heat. Pikovic the faster on paper. And Davies just about the faster in the pool in this heat with a heat-winning time of 55.29.
The men's pool, this is heat number 23. In the final heat then, Strickland, Fairbairn, Poole, Cahoon, Clogg, Cooley, Fry, Agnew, Hopkins and Cadenhead. Last chance to get into the final.
The next event in the women's pool is the 100-metre breaststroke. This is heat 7.
Men's pool, Jordan Cooley firing on all cylinders for Leeds Beckett. And this will be the fastest time of the event, 48.44. He'll take the centre lane in the final later on this afternoon.
First of our fastest 4 heats in the women's 100-metre breaststroke. We've got Corsi in 0, Slater in 1, Callahan in 2, Lawson in 3, Sheehan in 4, Matty in 5, Reese in 6, Frost in 7, Shin in 8, and Shipchi in 9. Halfway stage, it is Callahan with half a second advantage on Zoe Corsi in lane 0.
In the men's pool, on to our next event, 100-metre breaststroke. This is heat number 10.
In the women's pool, it's Corsi in 0 and Callahan in 2. For the
Men's pool, again we have the fastest 4 heats, 10 to 13 from lane 0. Harry Stewart, Charlie Trotman, Sachin Howe, Matthew Garrity, Don Bissett, Dominic McCarthy, Zach Wested, Shem Fair, Ilek Salah and Dylan Gallagher. Out in front in 4. That is Don Bissett up there in lane 1 with Trotman of Edinburgh, 25 metres to complete. And they move towards the line. Who's going to set the very first time then for the next 3 heats to try and match? Is it going to be 4 or 1? It is. Don Bissett, 1:03.12, sets the time to beat.
In the women's pool, this is heat 8. We've got Richards, Danes, Payne, Cook, Hanlon, Cooper, Russell, Ward, Jenkins and Hallett going in heat 8 of the women's 100-metre breaststroke. Cara Hanlon of Edinburgh, the fastest of the Edinburgh trio in the centre of the pool, 106.63 her entry time, and she's just about in front of her teammates, Olwen Cook and Katie Cooper, occupying the top 3 spots in this heat at the halfway stage. Hanlon 1.13 seconds ahead of Cooper. Those 3 in a trident formation in the centre of the pool, and it's very close amongst the rest of the competitors in this 8th heat. Super final turn from Cara Hanlon. She's put a significant amount of distance between her and her teammates, and she will definitely come through to take the heat victory. 106.63 her entry time, 108.01 for the heat victory. Job done for Cara Hanlon of Edinburgh. Olwen Cook takes second. It was a super finish from Sophie Payne of Swansea to round up the top 3, picking Katie Cooper.
Just to bring you up to date in the men's pool, just a delay as we change or check a timing pan. We'll be back underway as soon as we can with heat number 11.
In the women's pool, we can continue the action with heat 9. Let's have a look at the 10 swimmers in the penultimate of our fastest heats in the 100-metre breaststroke. In 0, we've got Georgina Butler of Swansea. In 1, Rebecca Keeley of Cambridge. Lane 2 is Bridget Lemasurier of Edinburgh. Lane 3, Anna Morgan of Edinburgh Napier. Lane 4, Tatiana Polonagov of Loughborough. Lane 5, Beth Dennis of Sheffield Hallam. Lane 6, Camelia Stoimanova of Swansea. 7 is Louise Edmonds of Edinburgh. Megan Daly in 8 for Liverpool. And Tatiana Kinsler of Imperial goes in 9. It is Polonagov who leads at the 50-metre split, 30.63, 2.67 seconds ahead of Camelia Stoimanova. Polonagov's entry time, 1:04.9. Second fastest of all the entrants in this 100-metre breaststroke field. And certainly and clearly the fastest in this heat. Camelia Stoimanova of Swansea still just about in second, holding off some late pressure. 1:05.32 is the heat-winning time for Tatiana Polonagov. That is pretty quick. Stoimanova does take second in this heat, 1:09.49. Anna Morgan of Edinburgh Napier, 1:10.93 for third place in heat 9. In 7, we've got Morgan Hughes of Bath. 8, we've got Gogo of Manchester. And in 9, Ethan Marley for Birmingham.
Let's get back underway in the men's pool. This is heat number 11.
Closing stages of heat 10 in the women's pool. Sophie Hansen of Loughborough with an entry time of 103.5 and a heat winning time of 107.01. Plenty in the tank for the final. She takes the heat victory in the final heat of the breaststroke.
Heat 11 for the gentlemen: William Loveman, Tom Beagley, Conor Massey, Ollie Kettle, Archie Goodburn, Conor Bryan, Rafe Dobson, Josh Mitchell and Max Underwood. Halfway mark, 1.59 second lead for Archie Goodburn over Conor Bryan. Has a massive through 50 in the 100 metres. This is all about setting times now in this final 25. No medals on the line, but places in the final, 10 of them up for grabs. 2 more heats to come, and the conclusion of the next few metres. All about Archie Goodburn's time here. He will stop the clock at 59.86. Takes heat 11.
Next up in the women's pool, event 507 at the 200 metres individual medley. This is heat 5.
Men's pool, this is heat 12.
In heat 5 of the women's pool, we've got Doubleday in 0, Cooper in 1, Chin in 3, Stead in 4, Latimer Hicks in 5, McDonald in 6, Kane in 7, Narrow in 8, and Faye Rogers in 9.
Men's pool again, this is heat number 12.
Molly Stead of Edge Hill in lane 4 had a narrow advantage over Faye Rogers with Aberdeen over in lane 9 at the last split. Right next to Stead, Latimer Hicks of Plymouth in lane 5 is paying close attention as well.
In heat 12, you have Andrew Arthur, Cam White, Pravin Mahendra Kumar, Rory Dickinson, Panayatis Panaratos, Ben Dinsdale, Tom Hamilton and Dan Kinsella. So we've had one time under 60 seconds. And we should have had David Broomfield in this field, but he's not with us. But Panayatis Panaratos is a sub-60 swimmer. The rest of the guys between 1 minute and 1:03. Who can pull something out of the bag? Potentially here, Rory Dixon of Stirling. He goes the fastest, 1:01.38 to take our penultimate heat.
And the freestyle has favoured Madeleine Latimer Hicks of Plymouth in heat 5 of the women's 200 metres individual medley. Great final 50 from her to take the heat victory, 2:29.38. Rogers, a strong heat for her to take second, 2:30.44. Half a second ahead of Stead of Edge Hill.
Men's pool, this is heat 13.
In the women's pool, it's time for heat 6.
And in the men's 13, Max Wass, Alex Myatt, John Britton, Sam Neill, Usain Cook, Greg Butler, Harvey Freeman, Joseph Sin, and Gordon Lee. 9 men looking to see if they can bag a spot in the final. Looking very good right now, Greg Butler of Loughborough. Usain Cook is the fastest on paper, 59 dead versus the 59.12 of Greg Butler. And in fact, in 3, Sam Neill of Birmingham is going to be in the top 3, as is Gordon Lee, 59.53 the time there. So there's a little bit of waiting here. Have to wait and see who's made it into the final. Greg Butler will definitely be there. Anybody else, who knows right now? And a reminder to all of our swimmers, we are doing over-the-top starts for all of our heats, so please remain in the pool. Please do not clear. At the end of all your heats, please remain in the pool for over-the-top starts.
Heat 6 of the women's 200-metre individual medley. We've got Kay, Adams, Green, Major, Colbert, Miles, New, Mills, Garbutt and 2.
In the men's pool, next event is the 200-metre individual medley. This is heat number 5.
50 metres to go. In heat 6, it's Freya Colbert of Loughborough leading the way, 0.72 a second ahead of Scarlett Major of Swansea, who's right next to it in lane 3. On the other side of Colbert, in 5, Abigail Miles of Sheffield Hallam is still in the mix as well. Freya Colbert's entry time 2:12.01. So fast finish from Scarlett Major of Swansea as well, and it is Major who just about takes the heat victory by 400ths of a second in a time of 2:15.93.
And our first heat of the men's Tour de l'Am is heat 5. You've got Jamie Dark in lane 0, then Jack Aldridge, Zach Westhead, Sam Chittleby, Luke Adams, William Last, Don Bissett, Julian Maraboto, Rowan Penny, and Vincent Tang. As always, fastest 4 heats first. Times in this one anticipated, all entry times between 2:11 and the high 2:13s. We do get as quick as sub 2 minutes later on into the event.
In the women's pool, this is heat 7. In heat 7, we've got in lane 1, Zara Keegan, in 2, Megan Kerr, in 3 is Kira Schlosson, in 5, Elsa McDonald, in 6 is Laura Sharp, 7, Harris O'Reilly, 8 is Emma Moore, and then 9, Madeline Powell.
Conclusion of our first heat in the men's Tour de l'Am. And Don Bissett very much enjoying himself in lane number 6. Just gone out for a casual swim in a 2:06.44. And that will be the time to beat elsewhere. Luke Adams 2:11, Jack Aldridge 2:12. Unlikely to be quick enough for the final. We're going to find out over the next 3 heats.
opened up an opportunity. A few of our other quick swimmers. It's a great start from Megan Byrne of Bath in lane 2.
Men's pool, this is heat number 6. In heat 6, from lane 0, Ryan Reminger, Adam Wilson, Charlie Broom, Igor Suvalov, Ben Harrison, Angus Allison, Josh Press, Harper Whitehead, Ethan Richies, and Konstantis Hadjikonstati. And now we do have 2 men here that can go sub 60 seconds. Let's see what they can do over the next 200 metres.
We're into the freestyle in heat 7 in the women's pool, and it's been a great swim from the front from Megan Byrne of Bath in lane 2. And that advantage over the rest is getting bigger and bigger. Elsa McDonald of Queen Margaret has moved in front of Schlotten and Sharp. The heat victory will go to Megan Byrne in lane 2 for Bath in a time of 2:16.64.
A collective of 4 athletes. Alison, Harrison, Press, Al Whitehead, 99-100, separating the top 4. Then Hadjikonstani 2 seconds back down in lane number 9. I got 75 metres remaining, 2:06 so far, the quickest time from heat number 5. We'll have this and 2 more as they approach the freestyle leg. Freestyle 50 metres to close things out. That's why we do things separate a little.
In the women's pool, it's time for heat 8.
And we thought it might separate a little. It has done exactly that. Still the same 4 guys out in front. But Angus Allison and Ben Harrison moving away. And it will be Allison that sets the new fastest time. 2:02.75. 2 tenths clear of Loughborough's Ben Harrison.
The competitors in the 4th of the 4 fastest heats of the 200 IM for the women. Lane 1 is Anna Poulter, 2 Rima Avila, lane 3 Amelia Monaghan, lane 4 is Katie Shanahan, lane 5 is Honey Osrin, in 6 is Loana Sasha, in 7 is Abby Lacey, lane 8 is Katie Hammond, and lane 9 is Abigail Jackson.
Men's pool, this is heat number 7. Penultimate heat for the gents in the Tour de IM, Ryan Zhao, Patsalides, Pierce Greening, Evan Jones, Charlie Hutchinson, Archie Goodburn, George Smith, Theo Clark, Dylan Gallagher, and Joseph O'Neill. Again, we have 2 men capable of sub 60 seconds. We've already seen a 2:02 fastest time from heat number 6. 20 more men looking for one of the 10 spots in the final.
Final 50 in the final heat of the women's 200 IM, and it's Katie Shanahan out in front, 2.64 seconds ahead of Loana Sasha. Shanahan on paper the only swimmer with a sub 2:10 entry time. It's a good old battle between 3 swimmers going on behind her in 3, 5 and 6. Leading that group, Loana Sasha of Edinburgh. What have we got in the final 10 metres for the competitors to her left? No doubt about the heat victory. That's going to Katie Shanahan, the time 2:17.62. And it's Holly Osrin of Loughborough to take second, 2:18.89.
Back to the men. In lane number 3, Evan Jones representing Sterling, or 3 Sterling representatives in this one, alongside P.S. Greening and George Smith. Both of those guys not doing too badly either. However, on to the freestyle, and it's 1.67 seconds for Greening. 300s more back to Hutchinson. Goodburn also within 2 seconds, and here they come now. We often see this on the freestyle, final 25 meters, 5 men chasing the time of 2:02 is the quickest so far. They need to beat that to give themselves a good chance of competing in this event again a little bit later. 2:012 matches it by Evan Jones, Hutchinson and Smith very, very close behind.
Next up in the women's pool, it's the 50-meter butterfly. This is heat 15. Morgan, McNamara, Evans, Chambers, Winstanley, Pease, Parkinson, Judge, McGonigal and Thornton is your lineup for heat 15 of the women's 50-meter butterfly. Georgia Pease of Swansea, 28.59, just a hundredth of a second off of the entry time of Winstanley, but it's more than that of an advantage in the pool. Pease in 5, looks to be just about in front of the rest. She takes the heat victory in 28.46. That's up on her entry time.
In the men's pool, final heat of the 200 IM, it's heat number 8.
In the women's pool, it's heat 16. We've got Hart, Tennant, Goldby, Standing, Green, Rogers, Robertson, Russell, Williams and Price in heat 16 of the women's 50-meter butterfly. It's a good start for Lucy Green off Sterling, the fastest entry time on paper, and she is starting to move away. Next to her, Harriet Rogers of Loughborough in lane 5 is also going strongly. The heat victory will go to Lucy Green off Sterling at a time of 26.88 seconds.
Halfway update for you in the men's 200 IM. It is Maxwell, 0.6 of a second clear of Jones, and then Poulton or Drabwell within 1.2 seconds. We've seen this so many times. It's going to be an absolutely fascinating final later on tonight. One of the events that is going to close our entire championship weekend, the first of 3 weekends in the BUCS swimming series. And as they approach the freestyle, as you were, Jonathan Rutter chasing down Robbie Jones of Loughborough.
In the women's pool, it's time for heat 17.
And it's going to be a blanket finish in the final heat. All these boys chasing the last few spots in the final. They're all going to set great times here. All 5 of these guys could make the final. Robbie Jones the quickest, 2:04.01.
Harvey, Stansfield, Slessor, Morris, Stevens, McGuinness, Robertson, Stepp, Cadbrook and Lucial going in heat 17 for the women. Where's the heat victory going to come from? It's going to come from heat 5. Lane 5 rather. Kiana McGuinness and Sterling in a time of 27.38. drivers all confirmed, and Stevens taking second in that heat. And we can move on with heat number 18.
And into the men's pool, we can kick off with the 50-meter butterfly. This is heat number 20.
In the women's pool, 50 meters in Colormac side by side, and it's on the touch for the heat with 26.89 for 50 meters, 27.02 for Colormac.
In the men's heat 20, Tom Poulton in lane 2. He has just swum in the previous heat of the 200-meter medley. If he can put in a performance here, that would be absolutely astonishing with the fatigue showing. But down in A, Adrian Ting of Birmingham takes the win in the first heat, 25.2. Men's pool, this is heat number 21. So second of all heats for the men, Dyson Diaz, Allen, Lee, Clampett, Swinney, Fry, Jones, Rose, Morris and Din. 23.21 quickest entry from George Swinney of Edinburgh in 4. It is lane 5, Loughborough's Calvin Fry, who's going to lead the way into the wall. Back comes Swinney. Takes it 24.33, heat number 21.
Next up in the women's pool, it's the 100-meter backstroke. This is heat 10. We've got Tag in 0, Ashton in 1, Lucas in 2, Heidi in 3, Kai in 4, Wood in 5, Burbage in 6, Hosking in 7, Curlew in 8, and Bellotti in lane 9.
Men's pool, this is heat 22.
Just a second and a half separating the entry times of all of our swimmers in heat 10 of the women's 100-meter backstroke. Lizzie Burbage of Sheffield Hallam looking good in 6, as is Megan Pye of East Anglia in 4. Those two will finish very close together. It's Burbage of Sheffield Hallam by 4.57.
And in the men's pool, Lewis Fraser shot a 23.45 to win the heat 22 of the 50 butterfly. One more heat to come for the men's fly. In the men's pool, this is heat number 23.
In the women's pool, it's heat 11.
And another super swim this weekend from Andreas Verzeas, 23.5. He'll be in the yellow lane ropes in the final later. Josh Gavin, 24.09. And Brian Long, 24.06.
Heat 11 of the women's 100-metre backstroke. No honey over in lane 4, the only sub-1-minute swimmer in terms of entry time. So let's have a look at the 50-metre split. It is Hitch from Tinsley by 0.19 seconds.
In the men's pool, we move on to the 100-metre backstroke. This is heat number 8.
Confirmation of victory in heat 11 for Nelly Kitch of Nottingham at a time of 101.8.
Heat 8 of 4 for the men then. Jan Dive, Lucas Dyson-Diaz, Nick Skelton, Jackson Spry, Jason Mamatoglu, Tom Poulton, Piers Greening, Oscar Sulis, and James LeGrice.
In the women's pool, heat 12.
Jason Mamatoglu going to bring this one home in heat number 8, 56.64. That is really quick. That's a second and a half quicker than his entry time. Will it be good enough for a final spot? We'll find out shortly.
We've got Butcher, Turner, Ivy, London, Cox, Prince Rainer, Shields, Turner, Lucas and Mills going in heat 12 of the women's 100-metre backstroke. The halfway split has Cox at 29.38, 0.86 seconds off on Jasmine Ivy in lane 2. Laura Cox of Loughborough, the only sub-1-minute entry time on the list, 59.43. Prince Rainer of Bath in 5, trying to hunt her down. Eiley still going strongly in lane 2. It's coming from the centre of the pool though for the heat victory. Lauren Cox of Loughborough in 1 minute, 0.86.
Men's pool, this is heat number 9. Heat 9, Liam Brennan, Jamie Ferguson, Toby Stewart, Harry Turner, Jonathan Adam, Charlie Brown, Sophiklis Mugis, Joe Davis, and David Pugh.
In the women's pool, it's heat 13.
Final 25 metres of heat 9. And it's in fact going the way of Harry Turner, one of 3 Swansea representatives. But look at this back, out comes Jonathan Adam. In the final 5 metres he's taken that one, 54, 57, winning and fastest time.
Back into the women's medalist already to look. We haven't seen anybody go sub 1 minute in these heats yet. Want to do that to put down a marker, or is she just going to make sure of her place in the final? Let's have a look at the clock. It's going to be close. It is just outside a minute, 1 minute, 0.08 seconds.
In the men's pool, this is heat 10.
In the women's pool, it's time for the 400-meter freestyle. This is heat 4.
Halfway mark and our penultimate heat for the 100 back in the men's pool. Brooker ahead of Gibson by 0.08 of a second. Less than a second back to Morgan, Greenback, Taylor and Merrick. We've seen some tight finishes. We're going to see another. So we've seen plenty of sub 60 seconds, as low as 54, 55. What can we see here? Last 5 meters and super close between Brooker and Gibson. Back comes Morgan too. It is Cam Brooker, 54.08, 2/100ths ahead of Scott Gibson. They will go against each other again a little bit later.
In the women's pool, the first of the 4 fastest heats of the 400-meter freestyle, heat 4. We'll see heats 1, 2 and 3 in the next session. In lane 1, for Leeds, we've got Abby Davison. In 2 for Exeter is Katie Leary. Lane 3 is Lily Bryant of York. Lane 4, Alyssa Basinger of Warwick. Lane 5 is Derek Cressy Rogers of Oxford. Lane 6, Tony Shaw of Stirling. 7 is Rebecca Ogier of Durham. Lane 8, Chloe Plater of Warwick. And in lane 9, Eleanor Mason of Cambridge.
Men's pool, this is heat 11. And for the final time in the backstroke for the time being. Of course, we see the early heats a little bit later this afternoon, but Jack Knight, Shaquille Giordani, Harry Noble, Zach Speakman, Connor Ferguson, Elliot Clogg, Toby Hill, Archie Evans, Mamagud Wali and Ethan Riches. 54 seconds so far is the marker to beat to the halfway stage. 25.8 for Ferguson. Hill, Speakman and Clogg within a second. Noble and Evans just outside. Could potentially get 6 or 7 guys from their seat into the final a little bit later on tonight. The central 4 certainly looking that way. Speakman, Ferguson, Clogg and Hill all going for it. Gunning for the line. Gunning for the best lane placement tonight. 53, 52 and 53.63, the 2 fastest times we've seen. The Loughborough teammates will be in lanes 4 and 5 later once these times are confirmed.
Let's check in the women's pool at the 250-meter stage. It is Katie Leary of Exeter leading Alyssa Basinger of Warwick by 0.66 seconds. Close behind them in 3, 5 and 6, Bryant, Cressy Rogers and Shaw. Katie Leary's entry time 4:40.5. 2 swimmers in the pool with an entry time 3 seconds quicker. Leary's advantage still 0.6 seconds over Basinger of Warwick with 100 metres to go. Basinger the quickest entry time in this heat. 4:37.6. time later on into heat 7, around the 4-minute mark in terms of entry times.
In the men's pool, on to our final event of the session, the 400-metre freestyle. This is heat number 4. Heat 4 for the men, Bob Whittaker from lane 0, Chris Mowgley, Ryan Coulthard, Jack Pallant, David Miller, Finley Chapman, James Bartley, Ewan Wilson, Mark Tuddenham and Flynn Ryan. This is, of course, a heat declared winner event. So whoever wins that opening heat is going to put themselves in pole position. We're going to see heats 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now, of course, you'd anticipate the medalists coming from these 4 heats. We can't officially confirm until we've seen heats 1, 2 and 3 a little bit later on this afternoon. Halfway leader in the men's opening heat, Finley Chapman, Sheffield Hallam. Body length advantage over David Miller of Bath. And they have got some open water behind them, a good 5 metres back to James Bartley, Ewan Wilson in 3, Jack Pallant. Entry times for these guys in the centre. 4:06 and 4:08, so we move out to around 4:15 on the outside lanes. Once we get to heat number 7, we are looking at times well sub 4. We're looking at 3:35 for Felix Aubeck, 3:45 for Dan Whiffen, and Tobias Robinson. Is a very much a Loughborough-led fastest time event. But PB's, of course, on the line. Everybody's making progress. And Finley Chapman continuing his progress in lane number 5. Closing stages of men's heat number 4, and we finish where we started with Finley Chapman, Sheffield Hallam, leading from the gun to the checkered flag. David Miller of Bath close behind him. Up in lane 1, that's Chris Moodley, a couple of lengths behind. So down in Southern, looks like Ewan Wilson is going to win the race for 3rd place. It was a 4 minutes 40 for Finley Chapman. That is 8 seconds quicker than his entry time. Great stuff for him.
Bigger advantage, 1.77 seconds at the most recent of the splits. Those two pushing each other along nicely. Of course, this is a heat declared winner event, so it is all about the time. This is the third fastest of the fastest 4 heats in the 400 meter freestyle. We've got heats 1, 2, and 3 to come in the next session. To go. Sharp from Murray, 0.62 seconds the advantage. Gallagher in lane 6 is 4.08 seconds behind the leader. So the heat victory is going to come from one of these two, pushing each other along nicely in lanes 3 and 4. Murray and Sharp. Sharp of Swansea is holding off the fight back, is she? Just about 4:26.59 is the winning time for heat number 5. That result confirmed on the scoreboard for heat 5 in the women's pool. Murray second, and Shannon Daligan of Birmingham at 4:32.32, rounding up the top 3 in heat 5. We can move on in the women's pool to heat number 6.
In the men's pool, this is heat number 5.
Splits on 100 metres, 59.97, 1.32 seconds ahead of Britain, 1.34 seconds ahead of Prince of Greece, just 200ths of a second down on Britain.
Second heat for the men's. It's officially heat number 5. We've got Josh Harris, Zheng Jiho, Ben Newell, Adam Tabernacle, Ethan Raymond, Max Loke, Dan English, Ben Shelton, Brendan Masharanis, and Sam Ridgely. Couple of guys can go sub 4 minutes in this one. 3:58.95 for Bath's Raymond and 3:59.22 for Oxford's Loke. Our final 2 heats, these do get quicker and quicker, of course, in the heat declared winner event. Every man in the heats number 6 and 7 can go sub 4. And we get down again to 3:35 for the likes of Felix Aubeck in heat 7. So these guys in heat 5, in order to be in contention for a medal, need to have an absolute worldie. Make no mistake about that whatsoever. Dan English of Birmingham in 6, and Ben Newell of his teammate, in fact, from Birmingham in lane number 2 leading the way early on. Plenty of swimming to go. Halfway marker coming up. And it's the red caps of Birmingham separated by just 0.3 of a second and a 1 second lead over the rest of the field.
No change at the very front in the women's pool. Podger still leading, but Priest has started to pull away from her nearest competitor, Philip of Britain, for second spot in this particular heat. And Priest has actually started to claw her way back towards Jess Podger of Loughborough. It's 300 metres. Podger's advantage over Priest is 1.12 seconds. Britain 4.29 seconds down now. In lane 6, Sophie Main, and in 8, Mary Craig of Edinburgh. They're 4th and 5th as it stands. But in lane 5, Andrew Priest. Closing in on Jess Podger. Let's have a look at the latest of the split time for 50 metres to go. That gap is now just 0.22 seconds. Priest is really coming on strong in the last half of this race. They're virtually side by side. Priest with an entry time of 4:16.08. Podger, entry time of 4:15.35. Looks like they're going to be inside their entry time. Who's going to take the heat win? It is Podger of Loughborough, just about holding off the fight back in a time of 4:11.72.
Final 25 metres of the men's heat 5. Still our Birmingham athletes act in front, Dan English and Ben Newell. They were joined briefly at the front by Ethan Raymond of Bath, and he will finish in third position in this one, but a 4:01.17, 4:02.65 for the Birmingham teammates, and a 0:4.76 for Ethan Raymond. They're your top 3. We got 2 more heats to come in the men's competition.
In the women's pool, it's the final heat of the 400 metres freestyle for this session. It's heat 7. In lane 0, we've got Joanna Hall of Bath. Lane 1 is Mia Sledden of Loughborough. Lane 2, Michaela Glenister from Stirling. Lane 3 is Leah Christie from Bath. Lane 4, Paige Mallon of Loughborough. A teammate Freya Colbert in lane 5. 6 is Katie Shanahan of Stirling. In lane 8, we've got Lucy Hankett of Loughborough. And in lane 9, Nicole Ritchie from Edinburgh.
In the men's pool, this is heat number 6. So a couple of lanes empty in heat 6. In lane 1, you do have Ruben Vida. In 2, Jude Lydiard. In 3, Isaac Dodds. 4, George Smith. 5, Ben Cope. 6, Michael Flynn. And then we jump to lane 8, Talia McLaughlin. And in 9, Michael Adonai. So 4:02, our quickest time that's been set from heat number 5. All of these chaps can go sub 4 minutes, so expect a new fastest time to be set. Fastest of them, George Smith Sterling, 3:54.22, so he can go 8 seconds quicker than the current, got to call it the current gold medal winning time, heat declared winner event. Nice start from Ruben Vida of Sheffield Hallam up in lane number 1, just 800ths behind Flynn. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times within 0.99 of a second through 100 meters.
In the women's pool, it's the local teammates Madden and Colbert that are side seconds is Colbert's advantage over Madden. Entry times ranging from 3:59 to 4:14 in this, the fastest heat of the 400 metres freestyle. And it is still Madden that leads Colbert by just 0.18 seconds at 250 metres.
In the men's pool, separated by a few lanes, but swimming as a little collective here. You got Vida, Flynn and McLaughlin, half a second between those three guys. Over a second back to Smith, Cope and Dodds. And a slightly bigger gap forming to the two guys at the back of the field. Over halfway now. Again, one more heat to come. And we will have our earlier three heats later on in session 5B. So very, very unlikely that one of those three heats will produce a medalist. However, no matter what, just in case somebody has the performance of their life, we won't call anybody from 8-7 a guaranteed gold, silver, bronze medalist. Just as a little caveat, but 99 times out of 100, you can take that as a given.
For the 350 metres split, Leah Chris has started to motor the back in lane 3. She is right up and level with Freya Colbert in lane 5. It's still Paige Madden in between those two who leads this heat. And as you had just said for the men's pool, these times are likely to be right amongst the fastest and right in the mix for the medals, and touching first in 4:08.33, just 0.1 of a second ahead of Leah Chris, was Paige Madden for Loughborough in lane 4. Freya Colbert 4:08.59, rounding off the top three in this, the fastest heat.
And our final 50 metres of our penultimate heat of this session. It is in the men's pool. And turning on the afterburners in one, Ruben Vida, Sheffield Hallam. Well, he was swimming alongside a couple of guys only 50 metres ago. But he's put his pedal to the metal, off he goes. And he will comfortably win in a brilliant time of 3:53.99. I would have said Smith, Flynn and McLaughlin's time were all fantastic. They are. But Ruben Vida put the cats amongst the pigeons here. One more heat to come. And that could potentially be a medal-winning time. We'll have to wait and see. One heat to come. There's the times confirmed. Ruben Vida, 3:53.99. Great swimming for the man from Sheffield Hallam. And here we go then. This is heat number 7. Okay, as the women's session has concluded, we're about to talk you through this entire 400 metres. Who's in the pool from lane 0? Representing Swansea, Joseph Dygan. His teammates in 1 and 2, Williams and Trevelcock. 4 Loughborough athletes take up lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6. Dan Whiffin, Felix Aubeck, Tobias Robinson and Will Bell. Sterling teammates in Evan Jones and Jack Munsey. And then Aberdeen, a sole representative for Cameron Travis. So will we see some little bit of team tactics here and pulling each other along and swimming as a group? Doesn't look like it early on, apart from, in fact, saying that Swansea in 0, 1 and 2, absolutely neck and neck with each other. So here's this little training swim they've got going on here. And are they going to set somebody free in the latter stages and just act as pacemakers as it stands right now? Loughborough not doing that at all. Their 4 swimmers completely separated. Felix Aubeck, the leader, through 150 by 1.6 seconds. I love that, the Swansea teammates, absolutely a little group on the far side. That has got to be intentional. The Stirling athletes in 7 and 8, Jones and Muncie. But look at these guys out in front. Felix Aubeck and Dan Whiffen, names you'll recognise these guys from Loughborough, 1:47.47, and exactly 2 seconds back to Dan Whiffen. It's no surprise whatsoever to see guys like this going out so strongly. I'm going to assure you they'll finish strong too. Rest of the field then, 6 and 7, that is Will Bell of Loughborough and Evan Jones of Stirling. Swansea's triumvirate maintain their locked stance. And look at this now, over 6 seconds from our front two back to the rest of the field. And you can't imagine anybody in the first 3 heats. They'd need to beat PBs by close to 30, 40 seconds to be able to contend with the guys in Heat 7. So we'll provisionally call them, whoever finishes top 3, we're going to provisionally call them gold, silver and bronze. We do have to wait for absolute confirmation and the conclusion of the event to have that to be completely confirmed and ratified by our scorekeepers. Now, it is a surprise to see Tobias Robinson this far back from the front two. Even the likes of Will Bell, the 4th link in that quad from Loughborough. There's a 5-metre march on his teammate. The best of the outside Loughborough, Evan Jones of Stirling. That's him down in Southern, just about saw him turning on the stream there. But these guys now causing an issue on the stream because they're so far ahead. You can just about see the rest of the action behind them. And there they are right in the centre. So a battle of the teammates goes the way of Felix Aubeck, 3:42.61. Half a second clear of Dan Whiffen. Will Bell completes the top 3 for Loughborough. That's 6-7 seconds behind his teammate Aubeck. And that is provisionally gold, silver and bronze for Loughborough. Aubeck, Whiffen and Bell. It will be confirmed at the conclusion of the first 3 heats of the 400 freestyle. That's coming up in session 5B a little bit later on this morning.
That does bring session 5A to its conclusion here at Foxport International Sports Centre. So lots more action coming up for you, Liverpool, at 11:15 in session 5B. Same events we've seen first thing this morning. We've got the remaining heats in the 100-metre freestyle, 100-metre breaststroke, 200-metre individual medley, 50-metre butterfly, 100-metre backstroke, and the 400-metre freestyle. Swimmers in